You know, it's very funny how certain chain of events seem to work in my favor. When I make a video talking about how Justin Tacky and Mackdaddy Trudeau really doesn't care about the environment, and really all of these so-called environmentally conscious politicians really don't care about our environment. They only care about taking more of our jobs, more of our land, more of our freedoms, and more of our wealth. That's it. They really don't care about the environment. The environment could go to hell in a handbasket as long as these individuals are taking more of our freedom, land, wealth, jobs, etc., etc. They're happy. And now we see proof of that. It's very strange how these things work in my favor. Just last night, Canada declares a national climate emergency, which obviously is going to mean that we're going to pay more in carbon taxes, which they know is not going to do anything to help the environment. The carbon tax, I've said this over and over again, is going to make things worse for the environment. We're going to have more people unemployed, more jobs going to China and America and all these places where they'll emit more carbon into the atmosphere. That's a fact, you guys, and you think I'm joking around. Plastic ban. All that's going to do is have plastic jobs go to China, where they're going to have even more plastic in the oceans. We need to have plastic here and use it as a commodity to recycle it, and build things with it. But now, right as I'm speaking, Justin Tacky and Mackdaddy Trudeau is in Ottawa approving the TransMountain Pipeline. Now, before I go any further, don't any of you Westerners think, oh, I'm against the pipeline and all that stuff. I'm actually not against the pipeline. I know I stopped you. You know, I knew some Westerner was going to come up on that keyboard. Oh, Arana Nation doesn't like the pipeline. You are this, you are that. Oh, no, you stop right there. Stop. Don't shut up. Don't say anything. Because I'm not against the pipeline, actually. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I don't support any ban on any fossil fuels or anything like that. I support replacing. And when you replace, these guys are forced to think of ways to have their fossil fuels be used in a much greener fashion. And I've also said fossil fuel jobs, they can stay, but they should plant trees. I support the pipeline. Anytime, I support it. Build it. Build it. I support that. But don't you realize, you guys, that the Mackdaddy is only interested in the environment when it means taking from the average Canadian, you and I, taking more of our money, not big business. Big business can do whatever they want, whether it's big home built, whether it's construction companies in Toronto building tiny little houses so close together, no green space, no yard. Has anybody who knows the greater Toronto area, go into the suburbs. The houses are disgusting. They're all ugly. They're all tiny. They are so close together, and they get away with it. Or whether it's these big companies who build this pipeline, that's it. Now, yeah, there's going to be jobs, but those are temporary jobs. The moment that pipeline is done, those people are off, unemployed, shining shoes. They're going to be even worse off. And it's probably going to be temporary work as well. That's how the Mackdaddy seems to be operating. So it's only the little guys. We are the ones who are suffering with this whole climate thing. We're the ones having to pay more taxes. We're the ones having to give up more of our land. We're the ones having to give up more of our freedoms. But the big companies and the politicians, who, by the way, have private jets and private cars. And just the other day, Justin Tacky and Mackdaddy Trudeau, he was caught driving with a gas-guzzling, very disgusting for the environment, red vehicle just whipping all over Montreal. In fact, I'm going to find that picture and make that the thumbnail. He's driving with this very environmentally unfriendly vehicle, zipping around Montreal. And now he So he says, yes, we're going to have the pipeline. Just last night, the fool said we're going to have a climate emergency, which means we're going to pay more carbon taxes. He's saying now Alberta is going to be forced to pay carbon taxes. The people of Alberta. Catherine Climate Barbie McKenna said that Alberta is going to be forced to pay a carbon tax. And I already said it's an insult to call her a climate Barbie because she doesn't care about the climate. And it's an insult to those who made Barbie dolls. She only cares about taking more money from people, more land from people, and more jobs from people. Unless maybe it's some temporary job which suits the big oil companies and the big fossil fuel companies. You know, have some poor schmo out there in Alberta, BC, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Northern Ontario, some poor schmo out there. He's dusty, his head's nappy. He's pick him up and do some temporary work for some tiny little labor. Build something, just time, and then when he's done, get rid of him. Get rid of him. Yeah, get rid of him. That's how these guys are. Nothing sustainable, which will actually take care of our environment, unless it has to do with punishing us. Now, once again, I support the pipeline. Pipelines are a lot more environmentally friendly, actually, than the current way they ship oil, which is the tanker trains. And there have been many accidents with the trains. It's very bad. It's very unhealthy for trains and ships to transport oil. But for them to be building a pipeline, that's the safest way. But it's just ironic and sad how our government, they harp on about environment this, environment that, environment. But then when it comes to feeding the pockets of the big oil companies and the big energy companies, or, fulfilling their desires of having private jets and environmentally unfriendly vehicles, they could care less about the environment. So you guys need to think about that. The next time you hear the Mackdaddy talking about environment, he doesn't care about the environment. These people don't care. It's an agenda. And I've told you, even just like how many people say 9/11 was an inside job, it's possible for these guys to manipulate the weather to have some very bad weather occurrence where we will be feared and we'll be put in fear and scared, and that will make us easier to manipulate, to surrender more money and more freedom and more jobs and all this other stuff. It can happen. They're planning all of this stuff. And this whole environment thing is just a way to make us more poor, to make us less free, so that they can control us a lot easier. They don't care about the environment. Otherwise, they wouldn't be taking away from the little guy and giving all the benefits to the big oil companies and buying private jets. Leonardo DiCaprio, he's probably got 10 private jets. The Mac that he's always up and down Florida, Bahamas, Aga Khan's private island with a private jet. I mean, they don't care. Come on. And this just proves it. So there's an ongoing raffle going on. Donate $1 or more. You see in the video. Go down to the Arana Nation PayPal website, which is at the top of the comments section, the pinned link. Click on that link. Donate $1 or more. All I ask is $1, and on July 1st, the raffle will end, and all those people who have donated from the time I accepted donations till July 1st, their names will be put in a raffle, and I can see who donated. I'll go on live, and I'll pull a name out, and whoever's name I pull out will win an iPhone 5C. That is the raffle that we are doing now. So go on and do your thing. And for those who can't donate now, don't worry. We are going to be doing this again. This is the Arana Nation. Breaking news. Justin Tacky and Mackdaddy approves the TransMountain Pipeline. Yet he wants to charge all the average folks with a large carbon tax, take away more of our land, and take away more jobs. It's a shame.